RuneScape has a rich, varied past. The game's been around for almost 20 years, and while it's received regular updates throughout the entirety of its lifespan, what I love is that everything from its past has remained a part of the world. Many of us grew up with this game, and experienced the meta change as new items have made their way into it. Every era has its best in slot gear. In 2020, us plebs gaze upon twisted bows and infernal capes in the same way we once did to dragon chain bodies and abyssal whips. My goal is to work my way through the years of RuneScape's life, earning these iconic items piece by piece, while restricting myself only to the content available during that era of RuneScape. My name's Sound, and this is my Bis List. In an effort to obtain my best in slot range gear, I've come across my first major grind of the series. I need to get an uncut diamond in order to earn my Amulet of Power. The only way to obtain one in 2001 was as a random drop from mining, and the probability of doing so was 1 in 7,424. Now unfortunately there was only one type of pickaxe that existed in 2001, so I'm going to have to do all of this with a Bronze Pickaxe. Fortunately, the drop rate of gems is equal no matter what type of ore you're mining, so I can start off with the lower ores. I'm going to begin by mining clay and get enough for 24 crafting, and then I'm going to move into iron because I can use that to sell or for something else that's going to be useful. At this point I've mined 28 iron and 279 clay. I decided to do a little bit more clay because I can use it to train crafting, and it felt a little bit better. I haven't received any gems so far. The drop rate is 1 in 256. So hopefully I get at least one gem soon. There we go, about a minute later I got a sapphire from my iron rock. That's one of the gems we need. I was kind of hoping for the diamonds so I can get that out of the way, but the sapphire is fine. That's one of the things we need. Now we just need a diamond and we're good to go. Boom! 30 mining. That's my second gem. It's an uncut sapphire. I'm 39 mining, about 800 ore in. Not looking too good. I was doing some mining on mobile and I just got my third uncut sapphire now. I just got my second ruby. We're now up to 3 sapphires and 2 rubies. Haven't seen any emeralds so far. We haven't seen any diamonds so far. Current mining level is 42 and we're at about 1,300 iron ore. Sapphire number 4. We just got our first emerald at 2,430 ore. We already had this one from completing Pirate's Treasure. Emeralds are pretty useless because they can be used to make amulets of defense, which isn't going to be in our gear at all. And that is 50 mining. We can't do anything new, but it's our first 50 skill by a long way. 101,000 XP, all doing iron with a bronze pickaxe, and still no diamond. And that's 3,000 iron ore. I've been dry for gems for about 700 ore now, and I've done all this pretty much in one go. I'm going to take a bit of a break now and do some fishing while I get some work done, and I might train some combat afterwards, but I am going to take a little bit of a break from mining for a bit to do something else. Now my original plan once I got 20 fishing was to go to Barbarian Village and do some fly fishing there, then come up to Edgefilter Bank and cook the fish in this house. However, looking at the map, this house didn't exist in 2001. Edgeville was much smaller, so there's no range I can use here. I'm going to have to find a different place to cook my fish. I fished my way to 33 and used those fish to get 35 cooking. Now it's time to train some combat. The problem is, my gear was pretty rubbish, and I didn't have enough cash to buy any better gear. So I decided to venture into the wilderness. Launched on the 13th of August 2001. The wilderness was the biggest expansion to RuneScape's map to date. Originally PvP was enabled everywhere in the world. That's why guards exist, in order to protect players in the main cities, just like Deadman mode. When this was removed, the wilderness was introduced as a way to keep PvP in the game. No banks, no guards, and a horde of high level monsters. A free-for-all PvP arena that only the brave and the bloodthirsty would dare to venture into. But for those who did, a wealth of treasures awaited. I'm sure lots of you are familiar with the steel plate body spawn in the wilderness. It's a tactic used by Iron Men early on to get some cheap cash because they can just hop around worlds and pick up the steel plate body in the lava maze. However, technically in 2001 there were only 3 game worlds available, and that steel plate body has a 15-minute respawn. Which means that going to the wilderness and picking up the steel plate body wouldn't be a strategy I could reasonably use in 2001. However, there are a number of other pieces of loot in the wilderness that I can also pick up. So my plan is, I'm going to rotate around 3 worlds, walking around the wilderness, and see what I can find. I brought an anti-dragon shield with me out of habit, and then I realised that there are no dragons in free-to-play wilderness. At least they look cool though. Ooh, there's some gold ore there. And there should be some steel plate legs around here if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, there they are. Cool. Chaos runes? Let me yoink those. Oh, there are so many. There are also lots of moss giants. Alright, we're going to go for the mother lode. There's, as I've mentioned, a steel plate body, and as well as that, there's an earth staff in the lava maze, both of which will sell for big bucks. I'm not sure I have enough food to do this, because there are some high level monsters in the lava maze, but I'm going to give it a go and hope I don't die. I managed to make it out by the skin of my teeth. I was completely out of food. I didn't bring anywhere near enough. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the Staff of Earth on any of the 3 worlds I hopped to. I'm assuming somebody had already looted it, and that's why I couldn't get it. But I did manage to get 3 steel plates, and I got 3 gold necklaces. So I'm going to head back to Edgeville and sell this for some dosh. Saving 1 of each steel item so I could use it as a train, I ended up with almost 6k in cash. I used this to buy a black plate body and black plate legs, and I headed to Lumbridge to get some combat XP. I quickly got 10 defense to don my new threads and headed over to Cows to finish up. Unlike other armor, black armor can't be smithed. This made it kind of the OG fashionscape back in the day, because lots of the items were rare and it could only be attained from monster drops. They had a fairly high street value compared to adamant or mithril, and lots of players just equipped them because they look cool. 20 strength. And 20 defense. Okay. Now I have no excuse not to go back to mining. Shit. There's a pretty interesting piece of flavor text in the game that not many people know about. It happens when you use a fly fishing rod on Gypsy Aris and Varrock, and it can be used to describe how the next 10 hours of mining went pretty well. Taking another quick break from mining to do some crafting with my soft clay, and I've just blown my entire cash stack on buckets at 2 GP a pop. This better be worth the investment. I've just made a discovery that I had no idea about. When you're firing pottery in an oven, you've actually got a chance for you to break that item when doing so, just like you've got a chance for your iron ore to break when crafting it into an iron bar. I've never done early game crafting like this, so I had no idea this was the case. And there we go, 24 crafting. Let's get ourselves a sapphire amulet. I dipped into the wilderness again to pick up a cosmic rune, as there are no shops that I can access right now which sell cosmic runes, and it was much easier than killing monsters for it. Can I get an F for the hardcore status? So I managed to not record myself making the Amulet of Magic, but what I do have is a clip of me equipping it. ladies and gentlemen, that is another item off the Bis List. Magic 2001 is complete. Back into the mining grind, there's 59. And with this inventory, I believe we're going to hit 7,444 iron ore, which is above what my original prediction for the diamond was going to be. Our gem luck has been awful. At this point, with a 1 in 256 drop rate, we should have had 29 gems. However, we've received 9 sapphires, 5 emeralds, 1 ruby, because we had one already. So that brings us to 15 gems total out of 29, which is what we should have received. I don't want to go back to mining. And with this ore, we should hit 60 mining. That is a huge upgrade because we've unlocked the Mining Guild. The Mining Guild has loads of iron rocks in really good positions. I won't have to compete for spots anywhere near as much as I do now, and it's got a bank right nearby. Is what I would say if it wasn't the case that the Mining Guild in Classic only contained mithril and coal rocks. There was no iron. So it looks like I'm stuck here for even longer. That's 8k iron ore, 61 mining, 9k iron ore, 62 mining, 10k, 11,000 iron ore. You know, I think this is the first genie of the account. I've had loads of surprise exams, but no genies.
Bye.
12k. I'm really bad at managing to record levels, but wait, 65 mining. Yes! I got it! Oh my god! I got it! No way! Oh. I'm so happy right now. Oh my god. 12,750 iron ore for 1 diamond! But 1 diamond's all we need. Amulet of Power, here we come.